A $1 million lottery winner has been fatally poisoned by cyanide. His name is Urooj Khan. He died a few months ago, the day after the state issued a check to him for $425,000, which was the after-tax lump sum payment on the winning ticket. The check wasn't cashed until about a month later, after he had died, likely by a member of his estate. So there was an initial exam done by the Cook County Medical Examiner, and it said there was no trauma, no unusual substances in the 46-year-old's body, basically saying natural causes. He was buried. Within a week, a relative asked the medical examiner to take another look at this, saying, "We have concerns that this was a natural death. Please look harder." They did a comprehensive toxicology report, and it turned up that some cyanide had been ingested, an amount that would be deadly for humans, and this has now been reclassified as a homicide, not as a suicide. Presumably, it would be unusual to commit suicide the day after winning $1 million in the lottery.
Yes, if you want someone else to have that money, you can just give it to them.
He planned to give. He planned to actually. He owned dry cleaners, and he was going to invest most of the money into his business and then donate some to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I would probably want to remain anonymous. I think if I won like the huge Powerball, I actually would want to remain anonymous. But you would think if you win $425,000. It's not an amount where you're all of a sudden the target. You don't have a huge target, I would assume. But maybe it's better to remain anonymous in all cases when you win the lottery. I don't know.
I think it is. Poor guy. I mean, killed by presumably a member of his own family.
You think?
Well, of course. They wanted the money. Right?
Interesting.
I mean, he gets inherited.
Yeah.
Sad.
Very, very sad.
Yeah.
Would you? What would be the threshold at which you would remain anonymous if you won the lottery? What dollar amount?
I'd remain anonymous no matter how much it was.
You win $20, you don't even mention it to a friend.
That's right, because it's either an insignificant amount, so insignificant that I don't need to mention it to anyone, or so much that I don't want to, attract any attention to myself.
If you win $6,000, that would be enough. Where it's not usual to win $6,000 in the lottery.
I'd remain anonymous, but I would tell
personal.
I'd tell you.
Okay, Natan, what's your threshold?
Probably about 5,000. Over that, I probably wouldn't tell. Well, I mean, I would probably tell a few people close to me, but not anyone else.
My threshold, $7,200, $56. Anything above that, I'm not saying a word.
I won't ask you why.
$7,255 though, I'll announce it on the show.
All right.